Sardinhas com o arder, queimei a pilinha sem ninguém saber. Se fosse outra coisa, eu não me importava. No,
we talk about pilinhas in front of fucking.
Take it away, baby.
What's wrong with you? Welcome back, baby. We're back, second episode. It's the regular crew, you know, John DeVille, Rancho Chop, Joey and Evil Santos, me, Marcus.
so
and we have a very special guest today. Something that I would have never expected to see, kind of out of nowhere when it comes to fashion and like clothing brands and stuff like that.
I wish I thought of it.
You wish your girlfriend thought of it.
I wish.
But we have a very special guest, Katerina Silva.
Hello.
Thank you for coming onto the show.
No problem.
So before this, she was very nervous, but you know, we're trying to like gradually bring her in, you know.
I keep joking with Joanne to see if she laughs.
She's not a laugher.
Stop staring at my hair. Jesus Christ. Making me.
Joanne has like this little hair that's like fucking like just like this, and
Bro,
like
it's one, bro. It's just one.
It's the mature grays,
and it's
dude.
like stuck, bro. It's like
Dude, you know what's
this,
crazy?
bro.
Tomorrow it's going to be on the sun and it's going to pop and it's going to be red.
Yep, probably.
Like the redheads, I loved it.
yes. That's what we like to hear. You know, so we're trying to. I know it's been what 2-3 weeks since we recorded for a month.
About 2.
2 weeks.
I don't
It's been
remember.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I don't remember what we recorded. That's how tired I was that day.
You know, we're trying to. Our schedules are all over the place, but we're trying our best to, you know, get together and get, you know, people here, our guests, and you know, maybe sometimes it's just gonna be us three just bullshitting. But
Yeah, eventually we're going to try to record just to make sure we post about every week, if not every week, and then we'll go from there. It's just like me being from Connecticut and obviously you guys being from Jersey, it's tough to get scheduling, especially now in June where we have Saida's events.
Yeah.
We're
left
just
and
trying to
right.
say we're not promising weekly episodes, guys.
Yeah, that's
we
pretty
apologize. We are going to
Sorry.
try
In
to
this,
post weekly.
well, especially
We
now
make no
because like all these
promises.
festas. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'm the only one in this room that's not part of a group, so I don't have that
true.
problem. I've been retired. But
¿Por qué quieres?
nah,
qué quieres?
it's just too much work, man. I'm not trying to do all that shit. We have.
But you wouldn't have to deal with the guy that you didn't have to deal with.
I don't
there,
care.
bro.
Listen, I moved by. I'm past that now. I don't want to talk about it. I had to say what I had to say.
you'll be
but
fine. You'll be fine.
this weekend, just might as well say today, you guys are performing. I think all of you are performing, right?
They're not.
Oh, you guys aren't.
No, we have a Arrayal, so we're not going to Newark, but we're performing in Elizabeth.
So what group are you part of?
Rancho Danças e Cantares Portugal.
Wow.
do Piche
Thank
in
you.
Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Bro,
I have
was
no
waiting for
idea.
you to say Bishk, and I was gonna come at her head
Wow.
because I. No,
Dude, honestly, that's- I
there's
didn't
so much
know.
history in that group, bro.
I
There's
know.
so much history of Danças e Cantares.
You know, we'll start right there. So
So passionate.
introduce yourself. Your company that you and your mom made last year, or started up last year.
2 years. 2 years now, no?
I thought it was 23.
So we started coming up with all the ideas for everything, and we started selling just kind of on the side, but not officially, just to see how things were doing about 2 years ago. But we only really made like Instagram and a website and all of that like a year ago, and that's when we actually started doing everything officially.
So I'm assuming since like, you know, you've probably been in the rancho for your whole life or okay. So I'm from Portugal. Where are you from Portugal? Are you from Viana or?
So it's a little complicated. So my dad's side, they're from Murtosa.
Okay.
My mom, she's originally from Braga,
Okay.
but she was adopted into a family from Toreto when she was young.
So I heard is there one bridge that goes into Murtosa?
I don't know, bro. I've never been.
Yes,
to
there's a
Portugal.
bridge from Murtosa to Toreto.
you probably know what I'm saying
Yes.
because Tiago like fucking had like an old argument about
Yes.
like a whole bridge and I don't know what the fuck he's talking
Yeah, they're
about.
always
but-
arguing about that bridge.
So is it one bridge or multiple bridges?
There's one bridge, if I'm not mistaken, and then there's ferry boats at the end that take you across.
Oh, see, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. It's over there.
You go from one side to the other, like every other bridge that's supposed
Right.
to be.
Yeah. All right. So you and your mom come up with this idea. You know, you've been in rancho your whole life, basically. What did you go to school, or did you have any like background of like I want to do something when it comes to fashion, clothing, accessories, but really incorporate like your culture, basically? Like, was that always something you wanted to do, or you was just like a whim of like, all right, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
this?
so I didn't really go to school for it. I was just I had always been big on fashion. Like I was always putting together crazy outfits and stuff. And I was always getting compliments on it. And then I remember here, every time we had like some Portuguese fest or whatever, all the girls would just like tie lenços around themselves, and it just got kind of like boring and repetitive over the years.
Right.
And I remember going to Portugal, and I went to Viana, and
Shops everywhere.
it was during the festas, and they had all those little tents in the middle. There was like 10 different ladies selling that clothes, and I was like, holy shit, like no one has this type of stuff in America.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I got here, I tried to look for it, couldn't find it, and then my mom was like, whatever, I'll teach you how to sew, and we'll make our own stuff. So we started making our shirts like
shout out
about
to
2
her,
years
bro.
ago.
Shout out
You
to
gotta
your
learn how
mom.
to sew.
Linda.
Sit, bro.
Right? That's your mom's
Shout out to
name,
your mom.
Linda, right?
Yeah, Linda.
Yeah.
So I'm not mistaken. Portugal used to have like smaller stuff, but like a very small section, and it only used to come around for Portugal Day. They used to have like, but it was like very simple things. It was like a lenço, like you're talking about, and it was like cut up just to like a shirt wise.
Yeah.
But other than that, like you said, there is nothing here. To
Yeah,
that.
I think like I know, for example, obviously you're selling here in America. You're definitely the first one that I'm aware of in the sense of style of you using like traditional with the lenços into like a modern setup.
As you can
obviously,
see,
as you can
he
tell,
has a
Joey
shirt.
has one of the shirts.
I wonder who made it.
I know, yeah. Well, but I've noticed like there is someone that was like transitioning. A lot of people were even buying from Portugal. It was like I forgot her name, but it was like this girl with the same sense of style as you. I think he starts with I could be wrong, but I'm not even gonna butcher. But again, why go to
Yeah.
Portugal when now we have someone so local where
Right.
we could go? So, do you want to like introduce your business as well? So, what's the name of your business? When did you guys really think of like transition from hey, just an idea to wow, we can make a business out of it and we can please everybody and try to make everybody happy?
So the name of the business is Vianaccessories. I think we really just transitioned because I literally still have the photos. It was during Portugal Day weekend 2 years ago. My mom made my shirts to wear for that weekend. And everyone was like complimenting me on it. They were like, oh, can your mom make me one? Can your mom make me one? And then from there, my mom was kind of just like, yeah, I'll make one, but I'm not making them for free, obviously. So at first she started off like just charging literally what she paid for the lenço to them. And then she was like, oh, like people really like this. We should start selling it for real. Yeah.
That's pretty dope. I mean, just because you really don't see that type of like clothing with that kind of stuff like here per se.
Yeah.
When it comes to like you selling products, is it just like female orientated or is it both male and female? Like what's your main like push like for like gender wise? I mean, not gender wise, but like who's your main?
What's your selling point? Like
who's
who
your
you're
main
selling?
like people you're selling to? Like
So mainly women, but I also do have stuff for men, obviously. Just the only thing, I am trying to push more towards men, so I'm trying to come up with new ideas. It's just a little bit harder because the lenços, you know, they have a lot of flowers and a lot of those types of
Yeah.
patterns, and guys don't want to. A lot of men
flowers.
don't want to like wear a shirt with flowers all over it. So
it's true.
She's not calling me a man. That's what she's
You're a bitch, Joey.
I have two of these shirts, by the way. I have a black and a white one.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna order one myself.
Yeah, I
so.
need to get one too.
Yeah, I noticed you do like I've seen from your social media. You've done ties, you've done anchor shifts.
Yeah.
Obviously shirts.
Bro, you don't do in like a guy's aspect, bro. Make beaters. I think that'd look dope. Like
It
a
would.
beater.
Yeah.
It like, but like the Linsu outlet of
Yeah.
a beater.
Trying to
Joey's just a
envision.
beater person. That's what I'm
Tank
asking.
top, bro.
To be honest, a blazer. I think that would.
So
be
I'm
phenomenal.
working on my first blazer now. I just have to figure. I'm like working out the kinks.
Okay.
So like when it comes to like picking like the fabric of like the actual like not the linseed part but like the shirt, like is there anything in specific that like you're thinking of like, oh, maybe these people are gonna go to a festa and then they start dancing and then they're gonna get all sweaty and like everything gets kind of like almost like stuck to you? Like do you
Yeah.
like put thought into like the actual fabric itself? Like
I do, yeah. And when it comes to like the girls, it's not really more about the fabric, just because the lenço is basically all the same fabric. There's some thicker lenços. I hate using those because you sweat in them a lot more.
Yeah.
So I always use the thin ones, but when it comes to shirts for women, you also don't want to do something where like if they're dancing, it'll lift up or it'll fall down. So even when I'm selling it, I'll let them know like if you want to dance in the shirt, like, I would not recommend it.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's
So
smart.
It comes with the process of
looks.
like,
That's it.
yeah. So like, yeah, because like some lenses, as you start swearing, it probably starts like deteriorating and stuff like that. So it does make sense where you want to like let them know, hey, it's not just this is more of a fashion view than dancing.
Yeah.
You've been around for 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, there's no shy because you guys have like pop-ups. You go to Reais, like Portugal Day weekend. I think you guys are in front of Sport Club again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shout out. There'll be Portugal Day weekend in Newark. They'll be at Sport Club.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you guys will be at the Ruges on Sunday.
Yeah, we are.
Right? So with all these pop-ups and everything else, has like a store in Newark or anything like reached out, or has anybody reached out to have your line of products, or you just want to be yourself and you guys want to sell to consumer?
I think we are trying to get there. No one has reached out themselves, but we have been thinking about reaching out to a few different places to ask them. And then I think sometime down the line, I don't want to do it too much because the goal in the future is like to have my own store. I just don't know where I'm gonna do it because, you know, like before, like when I was younger, all of Newark, like Ferry Street, was like all basically 90% Portuguese.
No, it's not.
And now it's like you have Pegasus and Portugalia and like the little cafes.
Yo, but no, I know Pegasus is like a sporting goods store, right? But even that wouldn't be a bad idea because even if you talk to Pedro, I think Pedro would help out. And Pedro would give you like a corner in that store. I'm not saying that he will, right? But I knowing Pedro personally and how Pedro is, I you know, just an idea for the future.
Yeah.
Somebody to talk to.
I'm gonna make goalie gloves.
Honestly, I would buy it. I would totally buy it.
It would be pretty cool.
I'd buy shin guards.
Honestly, if you made like a Viana style like jersey, that would actually be pretty dope.
Yeah.
It would.
Like it doesn't even have to be like.
Right, we need to stop, dude. We need to stop because then we're gonna have to sound like an MDA because we want some profits off this shit too.
To be honest, like even we talked before. We're eventually we want to start merch, and like she would be cool to like even talk and to merch with her.
Yeah.
But as of right now, your retail is all online. Do you find it a lot easier to sell on word of mouth, social media, than rather just opening something? Because it does become expensive, like renting out a lot or a store where it's normally like gross income is like $25,000 to $5,000 a month. So your profit online is definitely a lot more profitable than anything else. So personally, I would grow your business a little more, in which you have definitely grown among the months and the years that you've been producing your own stuff. And like I think you just did something with Christina and took pictures in Viana for her wedding.
Yes.
And that looked amazing.
Now, did you do
Thank
the
you.
whole dress, or did you just do like the edge, the edges of like where that linseed part was? Like,
So I do. It really depends on the situation. For Christina, I did the whole dress.
oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good for you.
There's some people who they're like, oh, I want this specific dress. Can you just put lens on?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll do that sometimes.
So you basically started from scratch of like, you took her ideas and you're like, all right, let me see what I can do to incorporate. And you're basically doing this with like no background of like fashion school or anything like that. It was more of like, I like doing this, so I'm just going to, try my best. And that's pretty dope.
I think what kind of helps me a little bit, I took graphic design for 4 years in high school.
Oh, okay.
So I
that
kind of know
definitely
like
really
what
helps.
looks good where, and it helps me a lot more on social media too.
So do you like draw everything out, or do you put like something on like a computer and like kind of do it like that type of thing?
Like an AI type of thing.
So I draw everything out.
Really?
So like
Holy
Christina's dress, I drew out like a sketch.
Yeah.
And I sent it to her. I asked if there was anything she wanted me to change first, and then she came over to try it on before she took it home.
That's pretty cool. That's good. I mean, hey, from 2 years and you're already kind of like expanding, and now like putting basically all your work out there on social media is like,
and it's all in May too. Like,
social media to like your type of business, like small businesses like that, it's like it helps you so much because you're pushing your product out there and you're kind of like spreading the word like, hey, I could do this, and then I can give you that, but like in the same time you're kind of still bringing your own flair to it in a way, and then still keeping that like Vienna, Portuguese culture in it. And it's pretty cool because like you don't, like you like everybody here said, like you don't really see that anywhere here.
Where's the farthest, like, so obviously you're located here in Elizabeth, in Elizabeth, New Jersey. What's the farthest you've sent product?
To Canada.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and
awesome.
we've gotten invited to a few events.
So
The
you and your mom,
farthest-
as the business, got invited to events that far.
Yeah, so
Wow.
we have Canada in September. I have California in September as well. Have Boston coming up this
Nice.
summer. Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
That is some big fucking moves, bro.
Yeah.
For real,
That's
big
so
fucking
exciting.
moves.
For 2 years.
Now with those far trips, do they reimburse
Canada,
reimburse
when
you
in
for the
Canada?
trip?
In September.
So the end of September?
I think so, yeah. I have my calendar.
Why are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to Canada.
I'm going to Canada.
I'm going to Canada.
What do you, I'm going to
I'm
Israel
not
now.
going to Canada.
I'm going. Is this Santuino?
Is it Santuino?
I think so, yeah. Oh, I also forgot I'm selling at Ludlow too this year.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
exciting.
shit.
That is dope.
Yeah.
You have a tent
I'll be there.
Yeah, they it was this really long process to get approved because I think they're cutting down on vendors this year.
No,
Oh,
but
wow.
they're just ain't. David, I love you. They're just very anal with fucking everything at Ludlow. No,
Well,
especially now, especially how big it's gotten.
Yeah.
They're just very anal with everything.
Yeah.
The ratio times and like everything with
Which
timing.
that will come with a different episode as well.
I'm just no. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just.
But that's so exciting. Like,
Yeah, for real. That's a pretty because that's more. That's like the party of like New England, basically of like Portuguese festivals of the
for
year.
sure.
Yeah.
You better like stock up on shit, bro. 'cause
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
for real.
now within a bigger party like that, are you gonna stock up with certain sizes of shirts or whatever the case may be, or are you gonna do more orders, as in like a card with a QR code to go towards your website, or how is your plan of process for that
So,
specific?
I mean, for now, we've already started getting everything ready just because, oh my God, just because we have so many events back to
Yeah.
back. So I think I'm just trying to make as much as I can before then. And then if someone goes up to order, I have like a binder with like these sheets. They fill out their name, their number, the size, the color.
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
And then I guess if they go and they want something and I don't have it, I'll just take their name, their number. And
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean, that's like a very like big step to, you know, sell shit at Ludlow because there's so many people, like thousands of people that go through there. And I'm sure people there are going to be like, oh shit, I've never seen something like this here, you know, and then it's going to give them more of an incentive to buy because it's like, oh, this reminds me of Portugal, you know, I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy something.
It's definitely going to be a crowd pleaser,
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
with the bright colors that you end up putting out.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to talk to us on what you normally sell on Vianaccessories?
So what sells the most is the clothes, but other than that, we have like for men, we have the ties, the bow ties, the t-shirts with the pocket, and then we have also kids stuff, which no one really knows that we have because it's really hard to take pictures of kids.
Spoiler alert.
My
We-
daughter has a lot of shit, bro. Not just from like me buying. Like I've had like 4 different dresses. I got a pink one, a blue one, a red one. I think I have a different one too. But like it's not like I think we bought 1 or 2 of them, and then like people buy stuff for my daughter.
From her?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Fun.
she has like 3 or 4.
So if you need somebody for a photo
So
shoot,
if you guys need any clothing for like a Portuguese photo shoot, contact your girl over here. All right. Joey, you were going to say something. I kept hearing you mumble under your voice.
I
and then
was.
Joelle interrupted you
I was.
rudely.
So with all these events coming up, right? Because I'm going to lose my train of thought. I'm going to forget about this question. With all these events coming up, all these big events coming up, is it still only you and your mom doing everything?
Yeah.
Or do you?
You don't ask your boyfriend?
Shit, he might be busier
Like
than she is.
he'll sit
He's a
next
good
to
model.
me and like make me company sometimes, but like
It's more of you and
honestly,
your mom
I'm
thing.
very like I'm a control freak, so like he can like cut something a little bit wrong, and I'm like, oh my god. So like, and I also need everything to be like perfect. Like if I'm making a keychain and like it's a little bit off, I will not sell it.
Wow.
So I'm very much a control freak.
Yeah,
so
but
I
that,
like to do everything myself.
but that shows
Precision.
good. But that shows good, like, you know, that you you really care about what you're selling, and then 2, like the quality that you want to put out. It's more you don't want to make 100 of these. Yeah, half of them could be half-assed, and then half of them could be on the
Yeah.
better side. It's better to take your time and put out like actual quality stuff because then people are gonna look at that and be like, oh, she puts time into this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invest my money into it and buy it because you know it goes to a better cause rather than getting something that's like I don't know, just like made just in a factory or just like on a whim and be like, all right, here, go sell this for like whatever you want to sell it for.
But then, like, you also know how things get around with Portuguese people. So it's like someone could be like, "Oh, she sold me a shirt and it came apart," and then all of a sudden, like, all of Jersey knows.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Now, with your graphic designing background, do you for fabric sheets? Do you normally send it out to a fabric factory and stuff like that, and say, "Hey, let me get a sheet of like 100 feet of this design pattern," or how do you normally do it? Because like it is hard to find like. A Lenço fabric here in the States. So what's the process within like fabric?
So the Lenços itself, so it's not just like one big sheet. We use like the actual Lenço.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why, and they also come straight from Portugal. And as you guys know, it's like sending things here from Portugal is not cheap at all.
But it's also cheaper probably buying them from like Portugalia sales because you're cutting off the third man.
Yeah,
so it's just
but
straight to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm not sure, but yeah, so a lot of things that like I hear a lot of the time is like, oh, this is so expensive. And I'm just like, yeah, but the Lenços are coming from Portugal. A lot of the times, just because the size of the Lenço, you need more than one Lenço for a shirt because it just doesn't work. So
well, and that's where I
Miguel
was trying
cuts
to
it and it
get
doesn't
to.
work.
It's like
It's all fucking cocked and shit. It's not even a straight
a
line.
lot of people don't have a tendency of like knowing the retail pricing and like realistically, people have to understand. Like the customer has to understand like. It does come from Portugal. People shouldn't be more understanding on the pricing and the detailing that you put out there is definitely like uplifting and you represent it just as well.
I think people, you know, everybody's going to say, somebody's going to say something to like slander it, whatever, you know, it is what it is. That's kind of life. But I feel like there's going to be more people out there, you know, seeing that, you know, they have to actually order stuff across the world, bring it, and then they have to put their time because it's not like you're doing this as like a full-time job. I'm sure you work your own job, you have your own life outside of that, but like this is more of like a side hustle to you. So it's like, but you're still putting that like 110% effort into it to making like good products. You know, and then like you said, just all these big parties that you guys are getting invited to is just better to put your name out there, and you know, it could take off to something that's like fucking, I don't know, super huge, and you're fucking like selling like thousands and thousands of pieces. But it's good to see that people want to buy your stuff. Like they're like, all right, I want to keep this in tradition. You have Joey fucking buying like 700 dresses for his child.
I've only bought like 2. I'm saying she has more than 2.
She just has more.
And if you ever need a child to have a photo shoot,
Gotcha.
mine might need a cup of coffee because for some reason,
Bro, she's like 3.
Dude, that's a family thing.
We took a photo shoot for her 2nd birthday, bro, and she was like cranky the whole time. And then I gave her my iced coffee, and she was fucking running around everywhere after.
Gave her your child a coffee?
Coffee.
I had an espresso when I was
okay,
too, so it doesn't surprise me. You're fine, dude.
If you made stuff for dogs,
you're running on Portuguese.
I was actually working on that. I just couldn't figure out. So like the Lenço was just so thin. I'm trying to figure out. I was working on collars, but I was like, how do you make a dog collar out of a Lenço that's not going to break as soon as they like tug on it? You know. So that's what I'm working on.
That's or a leash. That would be pretty good. I actually like that collar.
Maybe you could do like a thicker fabric inside and then sew.
Yeah.
You can almost do like what you. I don't know fucking nothing about fashion. Let me tell you, but I'm just saying. Something like have the actual collar and then just stitch it like this. But like you said, like once the dog starts tugging at it or something, you know.
Well, and don't forget, you got the leash and you pull the dog sometimes. And you want to make sure it's
I don't know nothing about dogs.
Enough. Right. Now, with the obviously being next to New York City within like fashion diversity, how do you think yours could be outstanding to a lot of other people? Because like you see all these models, Portuguese and everything. Has someone out of the Portuguese community reached out for your sense of style in fashion?
Yeah, I mean, so actually the first person that was not Portuguese about my stuff is one of my coworkers. She's Dominican. She was going to the Dominican Republic for vacation. She was like, oh, like, this is so pretty. I want to take it with me. Because I guess, like, all the flowers on it. She's like, this is so pretty for summer. So I've had a few people who just think that the pattern is pretty and they want to buy it. Yeah.
Speaking of New York City, I actually just had an idea. Why don't you contact Joey Batch, which eventually we want to get him on the podcast as well. Maybe Joey Batch, like since he has different spots all over New York City now, one at the Penn Station and everything. It's a great seller to even have like the shirt that you have on or like one of these where you guys could do some partnership and even sell it.
That'd be smart.
With the Zanatas, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like it wouldn't be bad. Like
the Penn Station, not Penn Station, it's at Grand Central. The Grand Central Station one might be a little hard, but his brick and mortar one that he has on Allen Street would
on the one on Chinatown.
Yeah, would be a great because it's like a full on store. You know, you walk in and it's like a counter and it's everything.
Then you also
and then he has because we've been there for my birthday after. Like if you walk in. He has like Portuguese artists that go there and like that drawn on the walls and it's dope.
Wow.
That one,
just an idea.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
and then you have like now he has Gumma Comedy Store and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he has like certain like layers within the place, and like it could be like a chance.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's been doing phenomenal as well.
So
from
all about a nata.
For real. So when it comes to your social media stuff, like I'm assuming you kind of took over that and just kind of you do it by yourself, like putting out, you know, all these pictures and videos and stuff. Have you like found like a pattern of like, all right, if I post this day, it gets more views or like likes, or if I post like another at this time, like do you like look into that algorithm type of thing when it comes to like pushing your stuff out, or not really? You're just gonna like, all right, I'm just gonna post it and see.
So I think just because I have people from all over, the time really I realized does not make a difference
No.
because like everyone's on different time.
That's true too. Everybody's on their phone.
But I did realize another thing is just how many times I post.
Okay.
So if I'm posting 100 times a day, people don't want to see my stuff all over their Instagram. Like
True.
it's cool, but you don't want to be scrolling
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
and it's just all my
Yeah.
posts. So I just came up with I do like 3 or 4 posts a day because not all of them show up on people's stuff. Like maybe only 1 or 2 will show up, but they all get sent somewhere.
Do you like?
So-
Do you like? Do you like? Look at like the whatchamacallit? How many people like have seen like your interactions like on your post? Do you like look at that, or you're kind of like whatever?
Yeah. So when I open my Instagram, it'll tell me like, oh, your activity is up 30% in the past week or whatever. So that's also how I know what
to post, when to post, type of stuff. Because I feel like now that we're kind of like in an era of like everybody has a phone, everybody has social media, it's like it's a lot easier to kind of start something and start pushing it out because everybody's on their phone, everybody's gonna see something.
Yeah.
And then being, you know, that it's like a Portuguese brand that, you know, New Jersey is very like populated in Portuguese people, so it's like even better for you to kind of like push everything. To me, I mean, I would have never thought of making that kind of company. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, I mean, even with our socials, like we just started and like we reopened our social media with Tasca Lusa.
Speaking about that, thank you for everybody that actually watched the video. We got over
200. It's almost at 3.
Let me see. Chris is saying 3 something.
325.
I can't. Hold on.
You don't know sign language?
No. I don't have my glasses.
Since you said his name, right?
Yeah.
256. So thank you.
So you were off.
Thank you.
Good. I was gonna mention your name. Now you're not even gonna mention. You were off by 24.
256 views. I want to thank everybody that watched it. We got a lot of good feedback from it. I know a lot of people messaged Joel.
Yeah.
I got a lot of messages. Too.
I got nothing because nobody likes me.
We got shot on a couple other podcasts too.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I know Joel sent. We have a group chat that he sent us people, you know, saying that we're doing a good job, and then you know they're glad that we're coming back.
We got a couple of reach outs too, which we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Off camera.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely got like people reaching out about my father and stuff like that, and like
A lot of people fucking.
like words of encouragement.
My girlfriend was like, "Fucking Joel, man," and she was about to start crying. I was like, "Why are you crying, dude?"
I was crying on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
If it wasn't for the
I
camera
was- I was
stopping 2 or 3
definitely-
times,
I
it
was-
would have been horrible.
I was
If
definitely holding
you guys,
out.
you guys can't tell, but the camera. What a first show we had. This camera
Yeah.
fucking turning on.
least they recorded this time.
Oh, that's, oh my
Wait,
god.
don't hold it.
That was our first episode that we recorded. It was like what 30, 40 minutes.
Somebody forgot to hit the record button.
So we had to redo a whole episode.
Don't look at me. Yeah. Anyways,
Jesus.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody that watched it and listening it to Spotify and stuff. It's really good to see that people actually like listen and shit. Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
and so like again, you doing Vianaccessories, it's been a big hit, but there's also more about you than just Vianaccessories.
Yeah.
We've known you've been in the rancho since yay little. When did you start rancho?
Basically, as soon as I could walk. My mom used to dance when she was younger, so she came here, and my madrinha is also minhota, and she dances with my padrinho at Portuguese in Newark. So as soon as I could walk, I was dancing in Portuguese. And then I ended up coming to Piche when I was like 7 or 8.
That was gonna be my question if you were always at beach because I didn't know that. That was gonna be my first question.
Yeah.
Question answered.
I feel like such an outcast.
So you've always been at Piche after Veracruz.
Yeah.
See, guys, you guys got to learn a thing or two.
Little one.
Well,
We learned.
you. I've only transitioned once. You transitioned like 20 times now.
Whoa.
Whoa, man. Whoa, man.
Whoa.
Once we get Fonts on here, it'll be a
Whoa.
Four times.
3?
Excuse me.
3?
Produções Portugal. Asening.
I
Casa dos
helped
Arcos.
Asening, bro. I never joined Asening.
Yes.
I helped. The same thing with Piche.
It's on record.
With Manny Ruela was there, I used to help out.
Is that true?
I think so, yeah.
She thinks you don't even know.
I went to Florida with
She's
fucking
calling you
Beach, bro.
liars. I sometimes miss that shit, but then it's like sometimes I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to fucking. I don't know.
It's like you watching Benfica games. You come and go.
Especially this year. It sucked. It sucked.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
so you're at Piche, right? How to word this right? All right.
Nice.
So were you there? Were you there during the Ruelas?
I was, yeah.
So it was during the Ruelas, and the Ruelas left, and then there was kind of no group
Yeah.
during that time frame,
period.
right? 'Cause he went to Union, then Union he went to CDA, then he left again, but there wasn't really a group. And then, like, what happened during that period? Were you just not doing anything, or?
So we were still having practices. We just had another ensayador, and we also like weren't doing great. So like we weren't going to that many events, but we were still having practices. We never like fully stopped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who was like the leader at that point? Like who was inside Lord or whatever? I'm trying to put names to faces and.
His name was Bento. He was really tall. He had like a son Sergio that danced in the back, also like really tall, magrinho.
Come on, Joey. Think. You know everybody here. Think.
I don't know everybody.
Joey, just ask the question you want to ask.
No, I want to lead up to it, dog.
And then the director at the time was Senor Panara.
Who?
What's his name again?
Blue eyes. He's
What's his
like
name?
Panara.
Is that a nickname or actually?
No, that's his last name.
Pedago. But no.
What a great last name.
Yeah.
You're thinking so much.
I am. I'm trying to put names to faces, bro.
Just ask the question.
Keep going.
So obviously, and then somebody got approached, and then, what's the name? The president reached out to Tony,
Yeah, Fernando.
right?
Yes.
Fernando reached out to Tony, and then Tony went to Piche, and it's not getting kids, bro. All right, whatever I think about the man personally doesn't take anything away from what the guy is inside the door.
Yeah.
Point fucking blank. All right. So he goes. Now you were there already, so you weren't with all these ones that left CDA to go to Piche. How was that transition? Like, did you feel like an outcast when they all showed up? Did they like open up and be like, yeah, we're here now, like, bye, or like?
I mean, so
It's different because it's like you go to a group that's not doing well, and then like 40 people show up.
Yeah. In the beginning, it was like, so when Tony first went over there, I was leader of Infantil. And
That he was like, no, that ain't happening anymore because he's like very hands on with everything.
So he got there and he basically said that he was going to put Kyle and his sister as leaders of Infantil, which I was honestly fine with because I was already dancing in Adulto. And then it was weird in the beginning because it was like everyone came and they were like, oh, well, he's our ensayador. And I feel like Tony also didn't want to like go against the people that like went everywhere with him. But he also didn't want to like come into our rancho and like put us all to the side. So he had like this phase where he would just put us all dancing together and he'd be like, you switch, and just to figure out partners. And then he eventually like ended up putting me and Kyle together, and like it's been like from that day.
So did it feel like a bit of an entourage where it was a bit groupy in a sense? And did you guys feel the people that felt a little bit outcasted within like the original per se, the original Pishk, and the people that you brought with him? Like, did he feel like
it did
outside
in the
it a
beginning?
bit?
It did in the beginning, but it was mostly, it really didn't make that much of a difference because he only brought an Infantil to us and we already had an Adulto. So it was mostly just like Infantil was Tony's people with a little bit of ours, and Adulto was mainly just us. Only a few years ago when like obviously all of the people he brought over started growing up, now we're all like mixed together again, but by the time that happened, we had all like became friends already. So.
And now the infantile became the adults. Because what's the group average, like the age average that you guys have?
Infantil, I think our youngest is 2.
Wow.
The oldest, I mean, I don't know the oldest in Infantil, but the oldest we have right now would be, I think she's 23.
Wow.
Well, actually, I'm lying. We have
You have an older pair, don't you?
yeah, we have an
What's his
older
name?
pair, Sylvia and George.
Because they were there years ago.
Yeah, they're parents of another kid in Adulto. But you know, they're adults. They don't really have the time that all of us have. So.
Wow. 20 something. That's fucking wild.
So, like,
It's crazy.
obviously, I've shown you the videos I've had of Pishk. Like, I have very old videos. I have videos from like 97, 94, 95 when they came to Connecticut a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And like, and it's not a dig, and it's not like a, you guys don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah,
It's a dig.
But there's so much history of Pishk. There's so much history. And I'm like, I think I've said this before, right? Like, the Ensayade Cantares, I remember with, oh my God, what the fuck's his name, the tocador, the older man? I can't fucking remember his name now. He went to Percoins after. Forgot his fucking name.
So much history.
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know who you're talking about.
Like his time and his generation, when Arujo was in front of that group, nobody was able to touch that group, period.
Don't spill coffee on my floor, please.
No, it's all right. It's concrete anyway. Right? And it's again, I'm not digging out anybody, right? But I watch you guys now, and it feels like I'm not watching Danças de Cantares.
Yeah.
Right? There's 45, right? You guys were 45 years old?
Yeah.
That ranch is one of the oldest ones.
Yeah.
I think the only one older is Carney, if I'm not mistaken. I think Carney's older than you guys. I think that's it. But there's so much history. Like, bro, the way you guys used to dance the shula, and like your old entrada, there's... I forgot.
Start crying, dude. Just start crying,
I'm
dude.
not gonna cry,
Just
bro.
cry.
That's the point, right? I think I said it to you, right? Right? Is that there's new trajos, there's new tocadores, there's new concertinas, there's new songs. Why call yourselves Danças de Cantar still? You get what I'm saying? Like, and especially when that whole transition happened, when Tony came and he brought the 45 people or 50 people or 150 people, whatever it was, like, almost should have just been a whole new group, a whole new start, a whole new everything, because it feels like there's nothing what, at least my aspect of what I remember what Pishk was.
But then that would just been history. I just think, personally, like,
Dude, you're in
I understand
you're in a
what
group
you're
that
saying.
dances the same songs as Levitators Duval in the 80s, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm aware of that.
Whoa, dude.
But I'm aware
That's
of that.
crazy.
But that's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
Like them building new
Coming crazy
diversity
over
within
here.
like new songs and stuff
But
like
that's
that.
not what that is, though. You know,
This is why I stay
it
retired, because I just
happens.
can't deal with all this bullshit.
I understand that, but that's the point I'm trying to make, right? Is that when you watch Danças e Cantares, I don't feel like I'm watching Ruela
The same
3
dance
feet
show.
tall
Yeah.
dancing.
That's because he's still 3 feet tall.
No, he's about 4'5" now, but that's not the fucking point. That's not the point I'm trying to make. You know, at least that's my aspect and how I look at folklore and how I remember what Pishk was.
Yeah.
And it's not a dig because you guys are great now. But for me, watching, it doesn't feel like Danças e Cantares. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Well,
So
you
what
can
does it feel
say that
like?
about any range, honestly.
I mean, like, a lot definitely has changed, but I feel like that happens with everyone. Like, I feel like any rancho, after being, like, after having gone on for so many years, like, now it's, I don't think any rancho is the same as what it was in the beginning. And then, even while we were with the Ruelas, we always tried to come up with new songs. So I guess, like, now we try to come up with at least one new song every year. But with the Ruelas, it was a little less often. But, like, things were still always changing with them. I think when Tony came, it was more just, like, we were also doing a lot of things wrong. He was like, oh, your sayas aren't the right length. Your orus are wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. So I think that's also where a lot of the transition came in. It was from going, like, doing things the way we thought was correct versus doing things that are correct. And then our trajes all, like, none of them fit us correctly. And now I look back at the photos and I realize that. But at the time, I thought Tony was just being extra. And then also, all of he brought a lot of people with him. So they all had the same fatus. And they had, like, the fatus from Viana. And we had, like, the red fatus. They had the mordomas. We had the red fatus. So I think he was like, oh, like, your fatus don't even fit you guys correctly anyways. So we might as well just switch over to the majority, you know?
Let's order 45 sayas.
God
A
knows,
lot of pesos.
God knows that's expensive.
That's a lot of pesos, I can imagine. Man, okay.
So I guess since there was more outfits like the mordomas, we just ended up switching from the red to the mordomas because it would be easier than switching everyone else to the red outfits. Because I think if we switched everyone to the red outfits, the whole rancho would have to get new outfits because ours that we had didn't even fit us correctly anyways. So.
But I like the outfits. I think they make you guys look different because nobody has those. And if you would have went to red, you would have looked like Ada or anybody else.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not digging at it. It looks good, you know. And
You
the
look
sound
good,
of the
kid.
The sound of the concertinas, the new sound because you guys play in La Natural now. It's different.
Yeah.
It sounds good. You know, it's not a dig. I'm just saying
I
my
like it.
perspective of what I remember.
You don't like it?
I like it.
Oh, I thought you said you don't like it.
No, I absolutely like it. Now, because of the age group being like young and whatever, do you guys have the fear of basically like everybody living because of college or people like moving out to college, or the people that are going to college, are they going locally where they could still practice?
I think that's just not a New Jersey thing for like people to stop
Dude, I
dancing
feel like in
that.
Connecticut, that's the main thing.
That's the main killer anywhere else but New Jersey.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
think
it's like college. You get knocked up, you're out for 5 years, and then maybe you come back.
because I mean that's basically what happened to Bridgeport. I mean, you know,
Basically
everybody
what happened in
everybody
Bridgeport, basically what happened in Waterbury,
And
basically
Danbury.
what happened-
Waterbury got a
No.
resurgence, bro.
Again,
yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back, but it's years.
But that's what I'm
years.
saying.
It's been a
Everybody
long
got
time.
knocked up. They got their kids. Oh, let's put them in the rescue, and they're reborn again.
But that was years. It took them years to get back to what they are now.
Which
It's
they're-
good. Good
they've
for
been
them.
doing good. They're
Good for
getting
them.
I don't even
performances and
remember
stuff
how
like
good, like this good of a Waterbury. I don't even remember. That's how long it's been.
that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Definitely
It's
wasn't
like
when I was there.
it's definitely like the age group and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And like,
I think now that they're a lot older now, they just start, actually enjoying it. But like here, it's more of like there's just so much more Portuguese culture here than it is up there or whatever, that it's a lot easier for them to like, oh, let's all go hang out,
And
Yeah.
which also comes back to the ties of your business. Just selling here and having that markup place, especially having the resurgence of what ranchos, there's definitely, I wouldn't say there's more than what there was, but there's definitely, even like right after COVID, there was definitely like a resurgence of people wanting to come back and do it. So it's,
people weren't scared.
Well, and that's like we spoke about it before. Like there's been like within our Portuguese culture, like we have definitely had a down these past couple of years, and I feel like, and it's kind of like a market thing too, because like we've noticed like Husher's doing social media. You doing obviously business and like that.
I shoot TikTok,
but like
insane
Husher
right
TikTok
now.
is wild, dude.
Yeah, wow.
But like, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like he has brought it up where people are actually excited maybe to go to a guy tonight or to a Husga or to even a fest and stuff like that. But again, it doesn't go from night and day. It's like progressively getting up there where people are like, I see it all the time. Like you see people from Canada coming down here and vice versa. And then like, what I'm trying to say is I feel like within like social media, it has been a big step of where our culture is going to be. And like, there is a bit of hope of like, maybe our kids are still going to see what we're like putting out and what our generations before that ended up doing it.
And I mean, like our rancho infantil, I don't know if you guys...
I'm going to be a fun uncle.
I don't know if you guys have seen like our rancho infantil recently, but our group is huge. It's like 3 times the size of our adulto. And like, I remember when I was younger, it was like I danced rancho and I really liked doing it. But I also like, I was going to school and like no one else danced rancho. So it was something that like I wouldn't take pictures and post about it or like go to school and just be like, hey guys, look what I do on my free time.
We were bullied back then. That's why.
Yeah.
You can't believe
so
that.
I never. Told
now
nobody.
I see
I
our
told
huge like infantil group, but they all like love it. Like they literally love rancho. They
look
get
forward
excited
to
to
it.
go there on Fridays. So I think that's very nice.
Well,
to
I
look
think
at.
you have to, people there in the group have to make it fun for kids to actually go there and enjoy it. If you're just going there and it's like a fucking boot camp, they'd be like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like, I'd rather just be home, whatever. But like, you know,
You
making
have
it fun.
you have to have a good balance.
Yeah, yes. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying like, all right, when it comes down to it, like, yeah, you have to like dance a certain way. You have to know the songs, but like, you can't be like, you know, 1, 2, 3 in a line, you know, like you're in the military. You have to make it fun because these kids are going to be like, you know, if they start getting a sense of like, you know, this is more of like a chore or a job and I just don't like it, then they're just going to like fucking.
Well, there's so
half-ass
much like curriculars and activities and stuff like that outside of the rancho that sometimes parents just want to put them in karate or football or whatever the case may be. So like for the rancho aspect, you have to think, all right, for these kids, what can we bring to the table
of
where
course.
we could make it fun, or we could have them like even educating them to a certain way of like what the trash symbolizes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like make it fun, but make it
of course.
educative as well.
See, I'm talking as a parent aspect in this conversation, since I am a father.
Whoa.
I wouldn't go so far as to that, as because my daughter's in gymnastics, my daughter's in swimming. You know, we already talking about doing like dance classes or whatever for her because, you know, this is what it is when you become a father and then become a parent or whatever, right? And I've always said this, and I've always told this to Kathy. She does not, if she gets to the age and she says she doesn't want to be part of the group, perfectly fine with that, right? You gonna fucking learn how to dance the kind of it with your father, though.
Your father.
That's it.
Your
right?
father.
And like the aspect of, you know, oh, like, yes, as a father and a parent, you want to bring your kid, you want to have, the roots need to continue, right? Because if people like me that, I'm not saying I obligate my daughter doesn't have a fucking choice, right? Because my parents aren't here, her parents are in Portugal, are retired, so it's just me and Kathy and the baby. So if me and Kathy want to go to practice, the baby's coming to practice.
Gotta go.
The baby at 4 months was in a baby chair, was in her chair at practice, sleeping. Yeah. You know, she's only now been awake for the entire practice. Like recently, maybe in the last like 3 or 4 months, because she would fall asleep with the adults. The little bitch, right? She fucking
Calling your daughter a bitch.
well, because she's my daughter, I can say it. All right. Anybody else says it's a different fucking story, right? We practice, right? Knocked out. Concertina stops. Why the fuck wait?
Just
Why the fuck?
Sounds like an
awake?
Undertaker just.
Why the fuck awake? Why?
Sounds like me.
Why? Go to fucking sleep. Right? But again, like that aspect, like I'm not saying like we have to obligate, because when you start pushing kids to do certain things,
That's when they start not enjoying it.
you start not enjoying it. But we
And then
also,
they resent it.
as a
We
parent,
saw
you have
that all the time, man.
but as a
Bridgeport.
but as a parent, right? If we don't introduce it to them, there's nothing going forward.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we have to obligate it, but we have to give them the option. We have to show them. And we have to show them in the right aspect of stuff.
But it also doesn't mean necessarily that he has to be huncho. Like,
Could be
honestly,
anything.
there's so many like cultural things in Portugal that you could introduce them to. You know what I mean?
Nobody
Like,
talks about
that-
Fado, bro.
no
But
one
that-
talks about Fado.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
Nobody
I
talks
love
about
that.
Fado.
I love Fado.
That's like me. Like when I was younger, I hated going to Portugal. I hated it. Just because like my parents would only bring me and my brother to the Aldeia and that's it. We wouldn't go.
You never
That's where
experienced.
you- We
never-
You never
the most-
experienced the true Portugal.
The most south we went was Fatima. That was it. And then we'd go always back up.
Yeah.
So like
It's not even south.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. So like whenever we
You didn't even hit Lisbon.
yeah, exactly. So like when I went with my girlfriend
Whole different thing, right?
2 years ago,
Whole different world.
dude, I actually fucking
Now
after
you
the
want to go
af-
every year.
I want to go every year because it's the custa dinheiro, okay? I actually enjoyed, going to Sintra and seeing the castle up top and like all those colors and all that shit, and like actually traveling and seeing like, all right, Portugal's actually like a beautiful country to like you go see, not to be going there stuck. But like I can't blame my parents because they wanted to hang out with their parents when they're still alive, which I don't, good for that.
For them, it wasn't vacation. For
No,
them,
for
they
them-
were visiting family.
Yeah, so like I didn't have a choice I had to stay there, but like after the fact when like I'm older now and I go there and I'm like, you know what, this is actually very nice to like go and see and see the roots of like my culture.
Yeah.
It's just different when you're older and I just my parents never brought me to those type of places. They
Now,
just
when you went, did you drive?
yeah.
Tell me it's not amazing driving.
It is honestly when I
It's
it was so cool just like getting off the plane, getting to the rental car place, getting into the car, putting our phones on and like listening to music, windows down, and we're just going onto the highway and we're just seeing the mountains and shit. I was like, yo, this is like
life, bro.
it's fucking phenomenal. João, you will be going there eventually.
Eventually. I'll make my way. I'll make my way.
But that's like what I'm excited this year too to go and just kind of experience that and go even more south because this is the most southern
What
we've
dates
got.
are you going?
August 10th to 26th.
Will you be going to Portugal this year?
Yeah, I'm going the 2nd to I think the 18th.
So you're gonna catch all the.
So are you
Festa
gonna-
Senhora
so-
Dagnia and stuff like that?
So are you gonna like bring stuff to like actually sell there too, or are you just kind of gonna go there and see like what's like in for like fashion wise, like what's up and coming type of shit? Or are you just going there for fuck vacation?
Or are you going
Yeah, I'm just
lasagna.
going there for vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, you think about work.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's another thing with this. It's like I feel like you never get a day off. It's like there's always stuff to do. There's
Yeah.
always people texting.
Oh,
There's always
absolutely.
people who want stuff. So it's like I leave work and like I'm up all night if I'm not texting people or working on the website or making a post. Or
So are you actually yourself? You're the one that's actually like putting the website up, like designing the website and all that stuff. It's nobody like. So you're basically doing everything.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Perfectionist, like you said.
Hey man, it takes a lot of fucking guts to like actually front all that money that you have to front to buy everything and
Yeah.
like learn how to like make a website and do all that stuff. It takes guts, but like if you don't in life, if you don't take chances, you're just gonna stay
Yeah.
normal. It's gonna get
Yeah.
boring and shit. So you have to kind of like.
Speaking of website, I noticed it was down for a couple of days, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Now you're revamping the website. Do you want to let them know the website that you're going? Do you want to promote yourself a little bit?
30 seconds, just plug yourself.
Yeah.
So the website is www.vianaccessories.com. Only one A between Viana and accessories. They share the A. And I mean, the revamp is just really like adding all of our new stuff because I'm always looking at new stuff to make, and there's not enough time in the day to like take pictures of everything and upload it to the website. So I want to like maybe like once every like 3 months, like shut the website down for a week and just update everything on it.
Good. That's
Smart idea.
Yeah.
Where can they find you on the socials? for Viana?
So Instagram is Vianaccessories _ because someone took the username already.
Bastards.
I know.
Fuck.
And then Facebook is also just Vianaccessories.
So you made a face. Do you know who took it?
It was like some Indian jewelry company, but it's like it's like Vianaccessories.
Jesus.
Oh, so fucking weird.
BBs.
Yeah.
That's on Indian. You
Easy.
Oh, sorry.
fucking asshole. You fucking banana. Are you?
We have Chris now. We can edit that.
Pakistan on you.
Are you just on those two, or do you do like TikToks too? Or is that something that you want to do? Like,
So I've made a few TikToks, but I haven't made an account. I make them on like my personal account
oh, okay.
Nice.
for now. Yeah.
I feel like TikTok is like the way to go to like start promoting your stuff because I
Yeah.
feel like it's like the hottest
You
like
go to TikTok
app.
shop, you put some shit.
So you could
Yeah.
do the TikTok shop too, which
Right.
I was skeptical at first, but then I ended up doing it.
I already bought a couple of things there. And
Dude, I bought licorice stuff from there, bro.
Joe,
I
you
bought
bought
some
everything.
Licorice.
Yeah, bro.
You're fucking weird.
Bro.
That's how you know
Joey
you're in your
likes
30s.
international candy, dude. Live and be.
Yeah, bro.
Licorice.
Dude, have you tried the gushers?
Dude, I haven't had candy. I haven't had Gushers since I was a child.
Work off fucking
Anyways.
people, man. Jesus.
Joey, you want to set anybody up?
So, you know, we've gotten a lot of shout outs, a lot of people. Yeah, we got a lot of shout outs.
Did you hear the last podcast of APB?
APB, yeah. APB, they
lot of shout
they
outs.
shout us out. There goes the coffee.
The fucking coffee, man. My dog.
Unbound caralho.
My cat.
Yeah, Lopes, Pedro, and Brendan, they reached out.
Lopes.
I said Lopes first.
Oh, my bad. Pedro, desculpa.
You know, they got a podcast going on at the shop at Pegasus. And maybe the last 30 seconds of the last episode, they talked about maybe doing a collab. And we accept the invitation as long as Concrete Systems sponsors us. All right, guys? Just saying. That was a joke. But yeah, we,
Oh my god.
you know, we'll keep in touch and...
And then we got Festus coming up as well. I know that was something that everybody liked hearing from us was the upcoming Festus.
I think first, where are you going to be next?
So Carney Sunday. And then after that, Portugal Day in Newark on the 1st and 2nd in front of Sport Club.
So people, go buy her fucking shit. Do you have hats? Like trucker hats almost, or like dad hats?
No, I mean we do have hats, but they're kind of like
And Cuban hats, bro. Like
Yeah.
the Cuban circles.
What?
Like
Fedora.
Like
fedora,
kind of yeah.
You have fedoras.
Yeah.
It's like a
Let Frank know.
That's for you.
Right
You
now
wear
with the
fedoras.
fedora.
What?
If you give me like a fishing hat, I'm set.
Because that's pesque.
Well, pesca.
No, but you should start that hat because I would fucking buy that shit. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
hats would be cool.
she'll be at the Carney Club, the Portuguese Club on Sunday, where the Rouges are going to be.
Even though this is going to
I
be
have
posted
done
after.
after.
What?
This is going to be posted
It's
after.
gonna be posted in the next 6 hours, and people are gonna know about it.
Oh, well, never mind that.
But Portugal
Day
Day.
weekend. She'll be in front of.
No, you're
Whatever.
gonna be at both. You're gonna be at Portugal Day in Elizabeth.
No, not this year.
That's only Portugal Day in Newark, guys.
Yes.
But guess where she's going to be? At Ludlow as well.
And
So in
Ludlow.
September,
Please
check her out.
check her out. She's going to be having a lot of shit there. Support the business. What else do we have on there?
We have Festas. Don't forget to go to your local Festas, represent your culture, and make sure like those clubs get a good amount of people. So,
Also in Connecticut, Waterbury. What is it? June what?
22nd and 23rd.
22nd, 23rd, 22nd. Culturas Portugal will be dancing at Waterbury, Connecticut. And the 23rd on Sunday, Campones Minho will be at San João in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Then we got Santo Cristo as well next week in
is that
Danbury.
Danbury, right?
Yeah, that's the first
In
Festa.
Hartford, too.
In Hartford, I believe, as
That
well.
same weekend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always been the same weekend.
Santo Cristo is
I'm gonna try to get up there to San Juan because it's been a hot ass minute.
it's-
Haven't seen my parents in a while.
Well, that's when Mahansho is going to Canada, and I'm staying here.
My
anyways.
mom called me the other day. She's like,
Of course she did. Tenho saudades.
she's like,
Tu não precisa de roupa lavada.
she's like, quando vens? I was like, I gotta take
Temos que ir à missa juntos, Gina.
Please,
Marco doesn't even know what the inside of a church looks
I
like.
haven't even fucking stepped inside that church in fucking years. No, she
But
called
we
me.
have Portugal Day in Elizabeth. I think the 1st of June, right?
Yeah, it's
The 2nd, 1st and 2nd
You're
of
from
June.
Elizabeth, so it's all
Elizabeth.
on
I
you.
thought Newark was the first and second.
no, it's
I thought that was the 10th.
7th, 8th.
I believe
Yeah. So
I
Newark
thought
is
Newark always came before Elizabeth.
no,
Why don't we just look it up?
it's after.
yeah.
It's
So it's Elizabeth 1st, 2nd, and then it's
Jesus Christ, you're making me
Portugal
go
Day
before.
Newark. It's going to be 7th, 8th, 9th, with Portugal
Well, and
bands
there's,
coming from here.
there's actually big fucking names coming to Newark this
Mm-hmm.
year too. You got Mike the Gaita. You got Canario.
DJ Cole.
You got Imperi Show. You got Kina Barreira. Jorge Freire. I'm trying to think
Then
of
you
who
have
else.
people from the Voice Portugal kids. I think some of them, but like there's a good lineup, and I don't know how they're going to afford
Hold
that.
on, I'm looking up the dates.
Then we have
Fuck.
Portugal Day in Ossining, the 15th of it's only Saturday,
Yeah.
but that's normally a great turnout. It's actually going to be the last time they're going to do it at that lot down
June
where
1st.
they do it, just because they're going to do buildings there.
God damn it!
Yeah, but we might do it at the park, which great turnout.
What park?
What park?
Down by the water.
By the water.
Where we did the photo shoot.
Oh, where we put
That's the one.
Where we did the photo shoot. Remember the
That's
photo
the one.
shoot?
That was
And
funny.
then we're gonna have again São João, and we should have 4th of July party coming up. I know Bridgeport is doing like the Portugal on the 9th. They're doing like a lunch with Minhos Marotos. So
Really?
yeah,
Good for them.
But they're trying to make some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
Gotta
they
make-
should. And
gotta
like,
make some
you-
money
you
for
gotta
God.
you gotta support your local clubs, and that's why we're trying to like shout out all these parties, so their local clubs make a good pocket change and keep their clubs running. Because God
That's for
knows
sure.
that's hard. And that's it.
Anything you want to add?
I think there's one last thing we talk about, right? So obviously, this is the original three.
Yes.
You got Marco. Yeah, João.
Yes.
You got myself.
Yes.
But we also have now a man behind the camera
Yes.
that we didn't shout out the first time because I think we all wanted to see how good he was.
Yes.
So, we have a friend of ours, Chris Janedo, that's behind the camera now with us, and he's going to be our sound guy, our producer, our manager, our.
Makes Joan's life a lot easier
Yeah.
because Joan was the one that was doing everything before. And you know what, bitch about
We
it.
just want to tell you that we appreciate you and welcome to the team.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you press record.
Yeah, because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's it. Where can we find you guys?
Me, you, everybody. Tasca Lusa on Instagram.
Tuscaloosa 90.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn, we don't have Tasca Lusa, just Tasca Lusa.
I wish.
Someone took that too.
Some Indian probably took it.
Fucking assholes. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube, man.
that's a big thing.
Yeah, because you know, the more views we get, you know, the better. You know, we can just start.
Support the algorithm.
Algorithm.
Like, share, subscribe.
Comment down below.
Please. That's a big help, believe it or not.
Not one of those 253 views fucking commented. So please just comment. I don't care what it is.
Just say Allah.
Something.
That's all you need.
Kat, where can they find you on socials?
One last time.
So Instagram is Vianaccessories _ Facebook is also just Vianaccessories, and the website is www.vianaccessories.com.
And thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And
Where
that's
can I
it.
find you?
Me. Find me, Deus
Lá
quiser.
no canto.
Lá no canto no
You
clube.
find me on Tasca Lusa.
Tuscaloosa 90. All right, guys. Ciao, ciao.
And we will see you guys in the next one.
It's the fingers, paparina.